Alrighty, here we are back on another episode of Tropico 6. I believe this is either part 7, maybe part 8. Either way, here we are back building up our criminalistic island here. The island is pretty close to complete. Just before I started recording, I was giving it a glance over and I was giving some thought into exactly what I wanted to do today. Something that I talked about in the beginner's guide was, if you click on your almanac, come to the resource overview, you can click on resources. Usually it starts here sorted by name, but if you sort by amount, click it again, then you can see what you have a lot of on the island in terms of all of your resources. And so here we can see coal. And something I talk about in the beginner's guide is you want to check your inflow combined, and if it's less than your processed amount, then that means that you're going to start running into problems with your factories and stuff. And so the coal, as we can see, 12,260, pretty close on the processed amount. So that means that we're barely producing enough coal for the amount that we're processing. It gets way worse when we check out our iron, so this is a reason that we're running into problems with our steel mills, because the steel mills just quite don't get enough iron. We're producing 6,500, but we're trying to process over 1,000 more units than what we're processing, and the time frame for this is 2 years, and so 2 years is as long as you can check out. And so that's giving us a pretty good idea of what's going on. Same thing with tobacco. I figured that the amount of tobacco plantations we had would be enough, but as it turns out, we're just shy. I think one more tobacco plantation will be enough. On top of that, I'm gonna build up some more iron mines, and same thing with coal mines. So coal mines, iron mines, and a tobacco plantation. That is the first goal. Second goal was, I was looking at, if we check out the overlays, come to fund coverage, we can see that there's a lot of buildings that are completely booked, but something you may notice is that none of the casinos are for the tourist. And so giving them a quick look over, the service quality is still pretty high, but nobody is coming to them, to any of these casinos. And like I was saying, whenever we check out the income over the lifetime, this casino's made $200,000, but now nobody's coming to them, and so this is a bit of a problem. We're gonna want people to be here, and so this is giving me the clue that we have kind of reached a balance point where we need more tourists. So I figured if you can kind of get a good look, there's a lot of hotels here, and so you might figure that looks like enough. But we spent the past couple episodes building up a lot of entertainment buildings, and so we reached a point where we're going to need more hotels. So that's going to be step number 2 for this episode. I think I'm going to completely get rid of these mines if I can help it. We got 2 coal mines here. I'd rather get rid of these, maybe move the commando garrison, just kind of tidy up this area. This is, to me, not very aesthetically pleasing. It would be nice if everything from this road down was gone. Not much more that I want to do to the municipal area. We're kind of reaching the point where everything's kind of at the maximum. Let's check and see. All of our mansions are completely lived in. That's pretty cool. Okay, so let's get cracking on the first thing, which is I want to build one more. Just one more tobacco plantation. Something like that. Quick build it. At this point in the game, we're making so much money that we can kind of just do anything we want for the rest of the playthrough. Put this on the max budget. I also glanced at the amount of people, or not the amount of people, but I guess the amount of people with a high school education that don't have a job. And so it would be nice to start building up some high school educated jobs. I think we're also reaching the point where people are going to start graduating en masse from our high school. So as we can see, we've gotten 61 graduates from this high school. This one doesn't have any yet, but I think that's going to change pretty soon within the next couple of years. All of the adult students that are here, I believe, are going to hopefully graduate soon, and then we'll start getting all of the children on the whole island educated. Just a quick little tip. With your high schools, you can change the work mode to push everyone that graduates. Well, there's a chance that you either push them to the militarist or religious factions. And so that could be pretty convenient if you're choosing either of these factions to support. Like I said way earlier in this series, I wasn't going to influence the population towards either of these two factions. And so as you can see, about 500 people are supporting each of these two factions here. We have a lot of industrialists, that's pretty good for us. And then the conservative and intellectual factions, this is also kind of balanced out. So capitalist. We're almost to 700, but the industrialist has more than 700. And so this tells me that we are influencing people more towards industrialism than towards capitalism, and so I'd like to change that around a bit. As a matter of fact, we just electrified the whole entire island, so every single house is electrified, I believe. And as you can see, just about all of the housing is highlighted by this TV station here. And so maybe this would be kind of cool to see somewhere over here, kind of in this park area. The downtown area here. So we have a park here, we'll go ahead and demolish that. And let's build our nice new TV station. We can quick build it. And put this on the max budget. We need to research it. Okay, so I'll research the new movie theater next, and we will put that on capitalism as well, because like I said in the last episode, movie theaters can be used as media buildings as well. So everyone that goes towards them, there's a chance that they'll be influenced toward your selected faction. Let us see where this is. Movie theater. There we go. Okay, so we got down our nice new hydroponic plantation here. Extensive fertilization. Green waste chopper because it's influencing some ranches. And we plan on leaving this up for pretty much the rest of the playthrough. So that's good to get. That upgrade is good to get. Okay, so next things next. Time to fill in the rest of these spaces with hotels. I don't really like the idea of having like 3 hotels on one city block here. So if there's too many on one city block, then we'll skip it for now and maybe fill it in with something else. Hotel can go there, a hotel can go there. Put one here. 2 next to each other, I guess I'll permit that. And here we are. Whole downtown area is looking pretty good. Let's go ahead and build a skyscraper hotel. We'll put this on low priority, and we can build up an airport. Okay, cool. We'll go ahead and quick build that up. So now rich Tropicans are going to start showing up on the island because of the airport. You can change the work mode to no frill airliner here, and this will decrease the upkeep cost, but it will start bringing in well-off Tropicans instead of rich Tropicans. Luxury airliner, this is how you start getting the filthy rich, sorry, I was calling these Tropicans tourists. So you can start getting, just by having an airport, you get rich tourists. No frill airliner will bring in well-off tourists. And then luxury airliner will bring filthy rich tourists. And so this is how you get the filthy rich tourist on the island. In-flight meals, increased happiness when they show up. Duty-free shop, that's nice. Metro station. And so now, anytime tourists show up on the airport here, they're instantly connected to the entire metro station. So they can instantly go anywhere on the whole island. As a matter of fact, we can make this area here. You want to be careful building too many metro stations, as the more metro stations you have, the higher travel times will be. But for now, that is fine. But something like this. Cool. Max out the budget. That's a-okay. We finished researching the TV station, so we can change this to, I want to put it on by today. And so this will influence the entire population towards the capitalist faction. That is a-okay for us. As soon as we get the movie theater finished, then I'm probably going to do that as well. Let's see. Before the gold rush. Let's kind of give a look and see if there is. I believe the Trade Institute is a DLC thing, so I'm probably not going to build onto that right now. Ministry of Information. We could build this. It is a fairly large building, though. Build that there. Okay, so I'm going to demolish these two. The commando garrison, is there anything that I need the commando garrison? Get rid of those. Cancel that mission. Commando garrison. We don't need to sabotage anyone. The happiness on our island's so high that we don't need to do intimidate neighbors anymore. Guerrilla patrol could be nice, but I think just sticking to observation, if we find any rebels or foreign spies, maybe a rebel leader, then we can just imprison them, maybe send them to an asylum. So we don't need to go with like a militaristic way of having them wiped out. I'm not going to do any of the heist, so we no longer need the commando garrison. European nation keeps issuing a travel warning, but they'll never invade because we have an ally. And there we go. This area over here is looking nice and cleaned up. So what I'm going to do real quick is turn on urban development. And we can come through. Maybe I could start doing the modern mansions. Well, no, I don't want to do that. Reason being is that I'd rather kind of spread out the mansions. So let's see here. I don't think that there's any more additional buildings that I want to build up. Nothing comes to mind. Maybe an asylum somewhere. Waste treatment facility. I can't believe that I've been forgetting about this. So, big thing about all of this pollution that we have on the island is pollution is going to drag down the health of the island. So that's really bad, right? We'll go ahead and move this out of the way over here. Hopefully here's a good chance to see if this works. So all of the materials inside of a warehouse, when it's moved, get to stay. We'll go ahead and demolish these three houses. That's a-okay for us. And we'll go ahead and build waste treatment facility. Thing about waste treatment facilities is that it's going to, or well, pollution's going to decrease the, how do you put that? The life expectancy of people walking around in heavily polluted areas. So you always want to deal with pollution sooner rather than later. Scraphead scrounging, it could be nice, but this might just slow down our teamsters. It's not like we need a small amount of rubber, uranium, nickel, and aluminum. So that's fine. Put this on the max budget. Refuse incineration will generate a small amount of electricity based on how many buildings are affected. So that's probably modern times. Come down, find waste treatment facility. Oh, we didn't finish researching it. So that's going to take a bit. So as soon as that's finished, we'll do that. We finished researching the newspaper. Or not the newspaper, the movie theater. So before the gold rush. So now everyone that visits this will slowly be pushed towards the capitalist faction. So now the island is looking pretty good. I have a feeling that what is going on? I don't like this. For some reason, we have this fire station and it doesn't seem like... Oh no. Okay, so they are slowly extinguishing fires. It just seems like they're not doing it fast enough, but the college has been on fire for like a year. It's okay. Come through, check out, see if we have any more crime lords. Cool. Don't have any additional ones. Criminals, it seems like they are slowly cruising up. We're getting a little bit more over time. I see an empty space here. As a matter of fact, what I'm going to do is relocate this to this side like that. Reason being is that we can now build a park. Like that. Cool. I'm not seeing a whole lot of space that can be used. Seems like we can build a park here. I mean, we could build parks here, but as you can see, these buildings have, like, their ground texture is dirt, so I typically don't like building, like, parks next to, well, screw it, we'll just go ahead and do it. Maybe what we can do is turn off random variations and do something like this. Okay. Alrighty. We got some extra space over here. We're getting pretty close to having the whole island completely built up. Tourists are going to start showing up from the airliner here. We'll put this on the max budget. So because of that, let's go ahead and build our skyscraper, our first skyscraper hotel. Action floor, wellness floor, why not? We are now beginning to have a copious amount of money. Because of that, so they must be rich or better. Let's quickly read this. Tourists arriving are rich. So we will soon be getting rich Tropicans, so that means we could probably build a yacht club. Maybe what we could do is kind of find a little area where a bunch of rich Tropican or rich tourists could live, or not live, but hang out. Maybe what I could do is make like a little rich area over here. I mean, I'm always about aesthetics, and so I wouldn't want to build the yacht club right here. Reason being is that there's like these factory farms, some free housing over here, and then there's just like a bunch of plantations. I just don't think it fits. Anything on this side is like all industry, so that wouldn't be good. And then way over here, we have the offshore office. Yeah, screw it, we'll build it here. On top of that, let's see here. Tourism, luxury hotels, so this is for filthy rich tourists only. We could build a second airport, one for rich tourists and one for filthy rich tourists, and then build up a number of luxury hotels. But I think that might be a bit overly ambitious. We'll just kind of cap it out at having rich tourists show up. Put this on the max budget. Service quality 106. So B income 200 on tourist only goes up to 1200, which is pretty gnarly. And if you put this on mucho importante here, requires an economic wealth of filthy rich, increases the fee by 100. So you could imagine putting that to 2400. Service quality increased by 10. Upkeep is increased by 25. Wages are increased by 50. Look but do not touch requires an economic wealth of well off. Decreases fee by 50%. So that's some pretty... that's like a quick rundown of the yacht club. We have private landing upgrade. Filthy rich tourists can use this building for departure. Increases personal rating of tourists departing from here. We're not going to have filthy rich tourists, so don't really need to worry about that. But here we have a yacht club. Real quick, let's kind of get an idea of what else we can build for rich tourist. So a nightclub. All of these are on no dress code, but high roller, you have to be rich. Increases the fee by 50%. Increases service quality. Let's kind of get an idea of anything else that's not going to burlesque acts. Increase service quality by 15, fee by that much, and they must be rich. Okay, so I'm going to do a cabaret for rich people, a nightclub for rich people, and then we'll have the yacht club here. On top of that, maybe what we can do is fill in some of these areas around here. You know what, as a matter of fact, I might get rid of this free housing here, just for the aesthetics, and then build a couple more skyscraper hotels. Build one here. One here. One here. One here. And like I said, I was going to demolish these. We will quick build all of these. Put all our budgets on the maximum. Get action floor and wellness floor for all of them. So now we have a bit of a bigger skyline here. So on top of building up these areas, we can also go through and build a couple more skyscraper buildings. Maybe this green one here. Maybe we can do blue one here. This green one here, and we'll go through and build a number of offices. Build an office there. Build one here. There, and I think that is the entire skyline that I'm going to go with. We'll hit play now. Okay, so we chewed through a whole bunch of money, but that's a-okay. Check out our trade deals. We're still looking for cars to America. Probably not going to get it. Yeah, I should just accept the fact that I'm not going to get it, but if we did end up getting it, we would be a pretty rich island, because we still have our relationship with America over 100. Then all we would need to do is change the customs office to reduce import tax, or no, sorry, stimulate exports. And then we also have the offshore office, 5% discount on cars, or sorry, 5% increase on the export price of cars. And then on top of that, our ministry, the Department of Economy is our capitalist person here. No, sorry. Foreign Affairs. Industrialists. Base export price for consumer and luxury goods increased by 5%. So hopefully what we would end up seeing is a huge increase in the amount of the cost of a trade export deal to America. That would be the most ideal situation. Let's go through, build a number of parks. We have this 2x2 here. A 2x3 here. We'll just build a park around here. I believe that should fit in. Hit play. We want to kind of start letting our money build up because we spent so much. We have this little zone here. It looks like a 2x4, so maybe I can figure something to put in there before I cap it off with a bunch of concrete. And everything is looking prim and proper. With the next chunk of change that I get, we might get a bunch of, yeah, we're getting over 100,000 here. As soon as I get this next 100,000, I'll build up all of this. Like a little rich people place here. Just for the rich tourists to show up to. Super exclusive. I have this 2x3 here. Trying to think of something. And then I also have some extra space around here. Can't really think of anything that I want to build specifically. Still do want to be checking, making sure that your industry and production buildings can still, or are still, not completely full all the time. Let's see here. Fresh and clean, no children. One-time standing increase with the environmentalist faction of 10. Okay. So we'll build this road all the way out. Maybe just make it even. Let's see here. Maybe what we could do is like a super villa. Guess must be filthy rich. Okay, so we're not doing that one. Maybe a beach villa. Yep. So we'll build a couple of beach villas. Maybe we won't. Doesn't seem like we're finding any super beautiful areas. It would be nice to have built them here, but like I said, I don't really like that spot, so we'll just go ahead and skip it. Let's go through and build up whatever we can for our tourist. So we have the yacht club down. We could build a gourmet restaurant. Well, let's kind of think about exactly how I want to do this. Maybe what we could do is something like this. Could put a metro station right here. Put a parking deck right about here maybe. Quick build all of this up. So now rich tourists from wherever they are on the island can easily make it to this zone here. Let's check out where our metro stations are real quick. So we have one in the airport. Then we have a downtown one right here. I was hoping that this would show the other metro stations, but it kind of doesn't. So we have a metro station here. So that's probably good enough for all of the tourists. So the tourists, rich tourists, are going to show up at the airport. They'll be able to quickly pop out right here, or they can just walk to their hotels. There's a parking deck here, and so they can use this parking deck to drive anywhere around the island, or they can come to this metro station and quickly go anywhere they wish. And this is where all of the rich Tropicans are going to be showing up. 93, that's pretty good. 106, pretty good. I'm just trying to think of buildings that only rich Tropicans can visit. Maybe a museum of modern art. I'm not sure if that's a thing. Let's see. Increases fee, ultra modern access, decreases fee. Okay, no. So we already have one thing, maybe a beach resort. I think we have a beach resort over here. Let's see if there's something that we can do. Children are not allowed to visit, upkeep costs, blah blah blah. That's not going to work. So, gourmet restaurant. Kind of don't like the idea of building it right across the street from the parking deck. That's probably fine. Just a bit off the road so I can build a number of parks around. A cocktail bar. Build that one there. A cabaret. Can fit that in there. An opera house. The first opera house on the island. Quick build all this up, set it all for only rich tourist. That's already on rich tourist. Hot cuisine, something like that. Increases service quality. Increases the fee by 20%. Okay, yeah, we'll do that. Tourist only, 450. An increase in the service quality. It's already 100. Maybe if I get enough money for this, then I'll do it. High school education. Max out this budget. Prima donna increases the fee and the wage. Tourist only. Dance acts. We're gonna have to research. Why was I researching the waste treatment facility? Refuse incineration. It seems like we're all right on electricity, at least right now. Get rid of that. Research the cabaret. Then we'll go for the waste treatment facility. Now we have the cabaret. Put this on the max budget. Put it on burlesque acts. Playback equipment. Buy that. Tropico Libre. We'll do upper class. So we need to research the cocktail bar. Get rid of this. Find the cocktail bar. And put this back on waste treatment facility. Change this work mode to upper class. Put this on the max budget. Max budget. So let's get a quick glance at the service quality. Make sure everything's on tourist only. So 93, 84, 100, tourist only, 94, tourist only, 73. That's kind of lame. That's the lowest one. Probably because of the edict modifier is minus 20%. This is due to the edict we have turned on, which is prohibition. Decreases efficiency of all entertainment buildings. Oh, okay. Never mind. I thought this would hit taverns and cocktail bars particularly hard, but I guess it's just doomed to be kind of low, but that's okay. So this is a pretty gnarly little area for tourists to show up. Hopefully this area generates a lot of money. If not, it might be a humongous waste of money, which wouldn't be ideal. Let me think about what I want to do in terms of parks here. Do something like that. Something like this. A 2x2 here. Or sorry, two 2x2s. Build something like this park here. Maybe do the benches like that. Turn off random variation, build this across like that. I want to stretch down the parks to here. And cool. So I think this is a pretty good looking little area. So I'm going to go ahead and leave it like this. Hopefully this area gets workers and starts getting tourists showing up. Hopefully they're not going to be focused on, like, this is 93 as well. Yeah, so like there's no real reason for rich tourists to show up here unless, maybe unless like all these other buildings are like completely booked. They'll definitely be showing up to the yacht club, but they might not be showing up to these other buildings. Hopefully though, they do. So things are cruising along. We got our downtown area. Max out the budgets on all these offices. Let's just let the money generate for a bit. Get a good look at this island here. This is a pretty cool looking island. Definitely one of my more favorite islands that I've made lately. It looks pretty cool. Super dense. Everything seems pretty straight and narrow. Some of the roads are pretty driven on. Give a quick glance down. Some of the streets here. Lots of people walking, lots of people driving. Some of these like little park areas look pretty nice too. Right in front of this clinic is one of the metro stations, so there's lots of people walking to and from this area. Let's get a look at downtown. Pretty cool looking little area. As time goes on and people kind of figure out the most effective ways to travel around and things even out, then you won't really run into, like, I'm not sure if you can see over here, there's like a huge cluster of tourists walking. But as time goes on, then things kind of even out. And so this is one of my favorite things to do when I'm playing Tropico, is to go through and really look at just what's going on. Reason being is that if I was playing this without trying to record and kind of commentate over all of what I'm doing, then I would be doing this like a lot more. Anytime I kind of spend a bunch of money, definitely want to go through and look. And the reason is that you can kind of get a much better idea of like exactly what's going on. It looks like a bunch of people just showed up from off the island. 27 people showed up. So now our happiness, I believe, is, yeah, cool. So our happiness is higher than the Caribbean happiness, and this means that we're starting to see a lot more immigrants show up, which is cool. And this also means that we're going to start running into more criminals. Do another shady deal. 75 criminals. Looks like we're on track to make this a very criminal island. That would be really cool. Alrighty, I just took a quick break, but coming back to it. Everything seems to be cruising pretty comfortably right now. Making just an insane amount of money all the time. Selling 2,000 cars here, bringing in 130,000. Yeah, I was quickly showing my older brother just kind of like the general ideas and stuff, and while I was getting a good look at the island, I started coming up with some other potentially really good ideas. And so, quickly I will explain something pretty cool. So what I think I'm going to do is build this up like this. Anywhere that is like kind of on the outskirts of the main part of the city here, so all of this area I'm going to completely fill in with the normal houses. These houses here. Reason being is that these houses are for well-offer, better Tropicans, and so well-off, anyone that becomes a criminal will probably be well-off. And so all of these unemployed people here, there's a chance that they'll become criminal, and just being unemployed, moving to the island, you can afford a home, you can afford all of the nicer amenities that the island has to offer. On top of that, we'll build probably just a couple more places for people without a job to live, just so we can have more broke Tropicans on the island. So yeah, I think that is going to be the next major goal, is to quickly go through and build up just a bunch of houses all over the place. And maybe just a couple more of the bunkhouses. And we'll electrify all of this, change them to stack them higher. Let's check our electricity. We are starting to run pretty low on electricity, so maybe what would be a good idea is to get an additional nuclear power plant. Boom, real quick, just like this. Put that on high priority, just rather get it down sooner rather than later. So I did talk about it in, I believe, the end of the last episode. I was thinking about building like a bunch of outskirts and stuff, but I'll do something like this on another build. Kind of a cool idea I had was to build sort of like a hippie island where everyone's just kind of like chilling. Everyone's living in cheap houses, and the major political faction of that island would be environmentalist, probably like religious and communist as well, and maybe intellectual, but potentially conservative. But the major thing would be having a bunch of diehard environmentalists on the island. I think would make for a pretty cool island. So, yeah, before we move along, I'm going to make sure to get the nuclear power plant down. As soon as that's done, I'm probably going to upgrade all of these mines that we have out here. Just to better mines. Matter of fact, let's go through and... oh no. This is a gold mine. I want to demolish all these old gold mines. We don't really need them. We're not processing gold, so we'll just go through and delete them all. Delete all these roads out here. We'll upgrade all of these mines. This is the only place that we're getting iron and gold, or iron and coal. Check and see if we get cars to America. Still no, we gotta wait another 10 months for the next set. We still got about 10 years before the 40s, and that's whenever I really wanted criminals to overtake the island. So I'll probably do maybe like put the game in ×4 speed and just watch the island and occasionally click on stuff to hopefully watch the island grow into a very overran criminal city. So, on top of... screw it, we're going to quick build this. Uranium. Cool. Put this on the maxed out budget. I believe we have a bunch of college educated Tropicans that need a job. No, we do not. Let's just go through and hire all of these jobs. Museum, modern art, couple of office workers, more office workers, nuclear power plant, Ministry of Information. We didn't really need to do that one, honestly. Customs office, and a clinic. Let's check and see if our skyscraper hotels have people staying in them. Not quite yet. It looks like these are going to provide a lot of tourists on the island, so I believe that's going to have so many tourists on the island that these rich buildings are going to kind of have no option but to be filled in with rich Tropicans all over the place. And this hasn't made any money yet, but once these people that are here show up, then should make quite a bit of money. Let's go over here. Waste not protocol. Okay. So I'm going to just modernize all of these. So for 50,000, we can modernize all of the mines that we have around the island. I believe there is just these 8 here. As soon as that's finished up, then we will purchase some more automated mines. It looks like we have a bunch of iron out here that we can mine pretty close to the main part of the city. Looks like we have a uranium mine here. I think I'll do 2 on that one. And then we need like a major coal deposit. Maybe we'll do this one way over here. And so typically at this point, we don't really need bus stations, but I think I will use bus stations for the set of iron mines here. And then for, well, as a matter of fact, what I could do is something like this. I can build a bridge across the water here. Connect this up there. Automated mines. I want to get the electricity completely flowing before we move on to that. Let's see here. So yeah, I'll do 4 on this iron deposit, maybe an additional one here. And then I'll do 4 on this coal deposit with 2 on this uranium deposit. And hopefully that'll be enough mines for the whole island for, hopefully for like the rest of the run. So all the way up until like the 2000s. What kind of sucks about having so few workers in this automated mine is that there's only 3 workers, so anytime that they're not around, then we're just not producing uranium, which kind of sucks. Because we really need electricity right about now. Something else that I could do is build up a solar power plant. This could be a very good building to build, so build this road down here and build a bridge across that. Oh wow. From night to little duck. I'm not really sure what that means, but that's pretty cool. We just unlocked an achievement. I'll just leave these on construction, like the construction mode here, with 2 on this uranium mine here. Oops, bit spread out, more spread out than I usually like to have them, but that's okay. Cool. So now we have a pretty good idea of where we're going to be building these mines up. And because of that, I'd like to build up a solar power plant right about here. I'm not really sure where the front of the building is. I think it's like this. So we'll build a solar power plant here, and maybe, as a matter of fact, I want to kind of keep it aesthetically pleasing, so we'll go through and build a solar power plant right here. Nope, or not solar, sorry. A nuclear power plant there. La-di-da, nuclear power plant. And then we'll build a solar power plant here. I'd like 2 bus stations leading out that way. This building, this nuclear power plant still doesn't have uranium being brought there. Kind of a shame. So let's see here. I would like to have a total of 3 bus stations. Maybe we could do something like this. max out the budgets. What would be pretty convenient is to put the bus stations next to the metro station here. Reason being is that, you know, you can get off work, hop in a train under the city in the metro, and you'll be able to instantly go anywhere in the city. So it doesn't really matter where you live, it'll all be technically pretty close. Starting bus station, we'll put this one here. Go through, delete this road, don't need it no more. What also would be kind of convenient is to do something a bit more like a curve. There we go. These ones are so close that I don't really need to worry about that. So we have this one being there, so we'll go with the next one. Right about here, I believe. And the final one will be way over here. On top of that, what I could also do is build some parking decks. Actually, as a matter of fact, if these people manage to make it to the rich class, then they won't really need to worry about driving because they can just drive to their workplaces. So anywhere in the city, if they're rich, then they'll be able to drive there. The solar power plant does not have road access, so it is going to need a parking deck out front in case the population working inside of this building manages to make it to the rich class. Alrighty, so now our nuclear power plant is producing electricity up to 1200. Time to deliver a speech. What's the lowest? Faith, happiness. It would be funny to always like preach that we're gonna decrease crime on the island, but like never end up doing it. Yeah, I think we're gonna start doing that now. Capitalist faction's already at 100, so we will make our industrialist faction happy. Blame a superpower, don't really need to do that. I mean, you can blame a superpower, make them upset. If you have an ally, then they won't invade you, but you can blame one of them, and that'll just give you free support. So the risk is that you'll be invaded, but the payoff is that you get free support. But we're not going to blame anyone. Promise to improve something, nothing. Deliver this speech. So let's go ahead and modernize all these for 50k. We can also go through waste not protocol, put them all in the max budget. Don't really want to do smelt everything upgrade for the iron mines because these ones are close to the population. As a matter of fact, we'll probably come through and build a waste treatment facility as close as is reasonable. Maybe right here will do. Build up some parks right along the edge of the building here. Quick build it. Did I ever end up researching? I believe I did. Waste treatment facility has been researched, so we can change all these to refuse incineration, giving just a couple extra points of electricity on the island. Automated coal mines, filter system increases job quality. Yeah, we might as well. We have so much money that kind of doesn't matter. And then we just kind of let all this get built up. I don't want to go through, at least not right now, and quick build all of that up. The person working in this parking deck is going to be poor, but they could just take the bus. So anyone that doesn't make it into the rich class will be able to take the buses. Pretty convenient. Everything is comfortably set up over here. So we should never run into problems with iron or coal. Never run into problems with our uranium deposits. We'll have a total of 3 nuclear power plants, 1 solar power plant, and then just a number of coal power plants all in the industrial zone. So that's all taken care of. I want to get one more chocolate factory down real quick. Let's search around for an area. I'm not going to go way out of my way to sorry, I'm totally drawing a blank on what I was just about to say. But these max budget, fully automated conch. What was I about to say? I have completely spaced it. Okay, that's fine. Everything is just about perfect. This island is reaching its final state. I mean, if I continue to play on this for like a month or like 2 months, then eventually what I would do is, like I was talking about at the end of the last episode, is build out a bunch of like just small communities all throughout here that are focused on like farming and ranching, not consuming a lot of electricity. Maybe electrify all their homes and stuff. Build up like a couple of small townships. That would be pretty interesting to see, but for the main part of the island, for this super dense zone here, we got the industrial zone, municipal zone, we got the main part of the city, and then we have a downtown area. It is looking pretty good. 1,500 Tropicans on the island now. We have over 100 criminals on the island. 1 out of every 15 people is a criminal. That's pretty crazy. Let's see here. Unemployed. 160 unemployed. Homeless families. We're going to need some more places for people to be living. Let's see here. Tenement housing. Build one there. Build one there. A green one here with a blue one there. Go through and quick build all of these. Actually, you know what? That's probably way too much, but I mean, we're making so much money that it shouldn't really be a problem. So there's a bunch of housing for poor Tropicans. Now, probably, I mean, I doubt I'd ever run into problems with poor housing again. Let's go through, and I would build bunkhouses next to the industrial zone here. Reason I want to do that is that this is pretty close to the municipal area, and so we might end up having a bunch of rich Tropicans stay in houses that are meant for people without a job. So that wouldn't be the coolest thing, so we'll just find some additional zones out here. Electrify, stack them higher. Right about here I can come through and build a nice little park. And then put those parks the wrong way. I meant to do them the other way, but that's alright. What else are we doing here? Yeah, I'm really liking the way this is turning out. This building's made about 10,000 in its lifetime. That building's lost money. Building's breaking about even. So this little rich zone, I mean, more aesthetically pleasing than actually functional. I wouldn't recommend doing this on your own island unless you had like way more rich Tropicans. And if you didn't have Prohibition activated, because these would be more effective. Entertainment buildings, I mean. Okay. What I think I'm going to do is build up some mansions around here. So we built up a number of mansions around. Let's go ahead and fill in any zones around here. With some nice looking parks. Cool. I mean, these... Oh wow, instantly they all get lived in. That's really good. Really convenient. So I'm really starting to like the way that this island's looking. Getting pretty close to the absolute final build. Just want to go through and quickly cover in any additional areas. We're gonna need... Okay. So, this is the time. Let's check. Cars to America. No cars to America. Okay. I'm gonna kind of draw like a line. Not like a real physical line, but a line that I'm going to just go through and build an absolutely insane amount of these normal little houses here. Okay. So we'll build these roads down this way, that way, over to here, over to there. And in front of these, we're not going to build roads down that. What we'll do is fill these in with some parks. Cool. So this is like a nice little suburbs. Build another suburb kind of ish area all through here. Figure what will work best. And in front of this area, we'll just throw down real quick park. And around the back side of this, we can fit in a couple more parks. So I think I'll build some more suburb all the way to about here. So fill this zone in, and that'll be like the furthest limits this way that I'll go. So what we can do is, okay, yeah, we'll do this. Go through, build all the way down. Destroy this park here. We built that for the demand from America. And just start filling in areas with some parks. Go through, do these. Oh no, built that a little bit wrong, but it's okay. Alrighty. So now the construction crews will be steady building up houses for the foreseeable future, but that's not all of the houses that I wanted to do. I also want to do some more on this side, so real quick, fill in all these zones over here, fill in all these zones around here. I think that I will build up to here. So, We'll build a couple houses. Not going to build right up against the airport. So what I can do is kind of block it away like this. Right here, I would like to see some parks. Build some neighborhoods all through there. Build neighborhoods all through here, but gonna stop at a certain point, not get too close to that. Real quick. I don't think that there is any problems with production, at least not anymore. Then we'll build maybe just one more neighborhood here. And that'll be the entire island complete. Turn off random variation, build something like that. Bit more aesthetics. Cool. So now real quick, I'll just go through and quickly build up the final bit of housing. Let's see how things are gonna fit. What I could do is just something like this. Put these ones around here. Let's see how we can make a decent little neighborhood, something like that. This seems like a much bigger zone here, so maybe 2 here. Okay, I have an idea. We'll just do this. We'll stop about here. Don't get it too close to these mines over here. Even though the pollution's handled pretty well, I just rather not get them too close. Specifically, this little park here has green grass, so that's just something to keep in mind if you're trying to build a green area. And we'll finish off the island with a final bit of neighborhoods here. So we could do 2 like this, a space, 2 like this, space, and then that. Okay. Bam, bam. Just build this all the way down like this. And the final bit of parks here. Cool. Alrighty. I don't think that there is much more that I want to do with this island. I do want to go through and build some parks in front of all of these. Cool. That is looking like the absolute final build. I wonder why there is people living here. These people are well off, but for some reason, homeless families, vacant homes. There's plenty of well-off housing. Not sure why they would want to live in a shack. Let's see. Residential occupancy. Yeah. So, well, once these city blocks start getting built up, then that'd be like nothing else for people to want to live in besides a decent house. We're probably going to need even more electricity pretty soon. Over here, we need to build a electrical substation. Just build it right out front. Quick build it. Change all of these to waste not protocol. Requires additional electricity. It's okay, we'll just quick build the solar power plant. Put this on the max budget. get the upgrade a little bit extra. Waste not protocol, okay. These ones over here, these coal mines, protective sphere, iron, smell everything on these ones here. Because these ones aren't right next to the population, it's fine that we increase the pollution out here. As soon as this nuclear power plant's finished, then we should have like a really good amount of electricity, hopefully at least. Let's go through. If we increase the 122, 366 megawatts, how much electricity are we at right now? Yeah, we should be able to electrify all of the housing that we just bought, which means that we can leave all of the houses on the second to highest budget. Show off increases upkeep by 10%, increases the beauty in the vicinity by 5. That could be good, but with this build, we don't need to be doing that. Don't need to go that far. So that is the final build. I'm really happy with the way that this island has turned out. Let's kind of just do some other small things. I mean, realistically, I don't even need to try and find a good trade deal for cars at this point, but I mean, it would be really, really nice to get it, but yeah, doesn't look like we're gonna get it. Just gonna be unlucky. Once my islands start getting like really big like this, typically I kind of need to turn down the graphics. Oops, graphics settings are already pretty low. That's right though. But I think that the next thing is going to be to... Oh, even more crime lords. Wonder what's going on with that guy. Anyways. That was the trade import for cars. Hopefully that's not what was like holding up our island. Because we were importing a lot of cars. Now we should be okay. But I think that is going to be the end of this video. I think in the next video, the finale to this series, I'm gonna put it on ×4 speed. We'll watch the suburbs get completely built up. And I'll just be clicking on stats and checking in on how the island's doing. Probably occasionally coming through and getting some close-up shots of what's going on. I doubt that there's going to be any commentary on the next one. I might chime in here and there. But yeah, I really, really like the way that this island turned out. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like. If you want to see how the series ends up, or if you want to check in on series in the future, be sure to subscribe. Peace.